Right. Hello, everyone. We're the grade 12 students of Benedictine International School. Uh, my name is Vince. I'll be the host today. I'm here together with my co-host, Adana.
Hi, I'm Adana, and our topic will be voters registration 2022.
Right. But before we get started, uh, here's our. please go visit our sponsor, Juicy Juice. You can find them on sites such as Facebook and stuff. It's really good. Please. All right. So let's get started with this thing. For any unanswered questions you have, please comment them down, and we'll get to answering you as soon as we can. All right. Third, please support them. Yeah.
Yep,
Right. So, Adana, what do you know about the process of voters registration?
voters registration. So usually, this happens when you're of age, which is 18. Um, in the voters registration, you will usually place your vote, and you have to like exercise your right to vote so that you can pick the right people on who to run as president, and so that our country will improve.
All right, then you got the basic idea down. So why don't we ask someone who has a much better idea of the exact process of this, shall we?
Yeah, we should ask someone who has deeper knowledge about this.
Yeah. So let's start with our first guest speaker for the day, Clay Kinsley Tioson. All right. So let's go see what he's doing.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, Vince and I will be interviewing our guest speaker for the Voters Registration 2022. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Klikin Sitios, and I'm a grade 8 student from Benedictine International School.
All right. How are you feeling today?
I'm doing fine.
All right. So we're just gonna be asking you some questions. All right.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, Dana, would you like to get things started?
So, so from your research, who are the new qualified voters?
According to the guidelines of COMPLEC, the following people are qualified to register. You are qualified to register if you're a Philippine citizen who has never registered with COMPLEC, or at least 18 years old on or before election on May 9th, 2022, and living in the Philippines for at least 1 year and in the city or municipality where you intend to vote for at least 6 months before an election. For more information, we can just go to the Complex website.
All right then. So where do we go for registration?
Since we're in a pandemic, we can register online. The procedures are prepare an ID for new voters, can be a student ID, and must have current address. Download an accomplished voters registration form and go to the Comlink office. Present requirements and submit accomplished forms. Have your biometrics captured, pictured, fingerprint, signature. You'll be given acknowledgement receipt.
All
Then, for
right.
more information, you can go to the Comlink website again.
All right. Right. Thank you for that. Thank you. So yeah, that's pretty much all we have for questions today. Uh, please PM us your address so we can send you a gift from our sponsor, Juicy Juice. Yeah, we thank you again for today.
Okay, thank you. Okay, have a nice day. Stay safe.
Okay, thank you.
Juicy juice, so healthy and so tasty. Juicy juice, a drink for everybody. Juicy juice, oh how I love my everyday with juicy juice.
That was a lot of information, right?
Yeah, it was a lot to
Well,
take in.
fun. I hope you learned a bit from our student guest speaker in that section. You learned a lot.
Yep, I did.
Uh, and now, but don't you think we should like get someone else's opinion on this matter? Say like a teacher.
Yeah, I think we should.
So who could possibly like help us out with this one? Oh, I know.
You should ask. We should ask Miss Elizabeth Pagano for her opinion about this topic.
Well, all right then. Let's get to it.
Let's.
Got.
So good afternoon, everyone. Today, Vince and I and our group will be interviewing our teacher speaker. May you introduce yourself?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I am Ms. Beth Paganao, the Filipino teacher both in the junior high school and senior high school department, and at the same time, the coordinators for academics in Benedictine International School. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Beth. And let's just have a little checkup before we start. Vince, how have you been doing?
Adara, did you ask me or Vince? I
Miss,
can.
like, Miss, how have you been doing? How have you been today?
Okay. Sorry. Anyway, you're editing, right?
Oh, well, I would prefer to have it in one take.
Okay. For me, I'm doing well. I'm doing great at home, enjoying the online classes in the morning. And then, of course, in the afternoon, I have to do a lot of paperwork, especially this time. I have been checking the exam drafts of the teachers. So they're coping with the pandemic.
All right.
All right
You.
then. All right. So shall we get started with the questions?
Sure.
All right.
All right. So
You
so
ask.
Dana, would you like to ask the first question?
Yeah. So as a teacher, what for you are the characteristics of a good leader that we should elect?
For me as one personally, I would be choosing a leader who is first of all God-fearing. I want a leader who is God-fearing because once you are a person who is God-fearing, then you will be guided on what you are supposed to do. And then aside from having fear in God, I also want a leader who is trustworthy so that he could lead properly the constituents or his constituents. A leader should also be, for me, versatile for him to adapt with whatever will be happening in the society. A leader must also be smart for me so that he could decide right away what are the things that needs to be done, what are the things that needs immediate action, and what are the things to be prioritized and less taken into considerations. A leader should also be empathic so that he should know, he could feel what the constituents are feeling at a particular moment or state in the community or in the country. A leader should also be, for me, a proactive. So being versatile and proactive should go together. Proactive in the sense that if he is really needed, if an action is needed, then he is there. Or the leader should be what we call, the leader should be dependable. So he can be depended upon by the people in the society. There. So for me, those are just some of the characteristics or main characteristics or qualities of a good leader. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh, all right. So now that we heard that, so in your opinion, how can teachers today be a vital part of shaping today's youth decisions in electing government officials?
Wow. So vital part of teachers in shaping today's youth decision. Well, as we all know, teachers are the molders of the young minds or molders of the youth. Therefore, it is our duty to guide and coach the students or the young ones. It is our duty to guide them in making wise decisions. We do not dictate what are supposed to be done by these young people because we know once they are guided properly, once they are well molded, then they will be able to decide for themselves. Teachers just open the eyes of the youth on what are happening around them so that they will be aware and be able to analyze the situation. So once they know the situation, then they will be able to decide what is best for them. So once they are aware of what is happening around, then they will know what is supposed to be done. Okay, so that's it. Thank you.
All right. So since we mentioned since we mentioned how the teachers are important, so what programs do you think in the school, both within and outside BIS, are promotes youth engagement to society, so they can.
Well, as I have mentioned, so since our role is very important in the junior high school, engagement or subjects that we are encouraging the students to undergo is the SDG, if you are familiar with that. So we ask the students to choose their specific sustainable development goal and work on it the whole year round. So we assign coaches to the students, to the group of students with their chosen SDG, and those coaches will be guiding the students as regards to what they would do with their SDG. It could be an advocacy, it could be a project. So depending on the interest of the student. So in that case or in that way, we are engaging the students in the society. In the senior high school, we have the community engagement, but not able to really engage the students or immerse the students in the society or in the community this time because of the pandemic. But all the theories on the community engagement were taught to the students. So that when they will be given the chance to do immersion or community engagement, then they already have the knowledge on how to do it. There, thank you.
So, do you think we should let kids and teenagers engage in conversations about elections? And if yes, then why?
For me, kids at their young age should be guided properly. So if they are ready, if they are curious of what's happening around, then parents or teachers should guide these kids. But if they are teenagers who are already aware of what's happening around, then the teachers or the parents could guide these teenagers as to the conversations happening, especially if it is a conversation done at home, wherein if issues or political issues are being talked about, then parents should guide the children or the teenagers with regards to the situations in the society so that these teenagers or kids will be guided on what are or what are happening in the society. And for them, yeah, for them to be aware also of what's really happening in our society. And in that case, those students will definitely learn from those happenings that are going around in our community. That's why parental guidance are very, very important, especially at this time wherein teenagers are really very curious. Teenagers are loves to explore. So we should guide the teenagers for them to be guided on the right path and in making the right decisions. Thank you.
All right, Donna, any more questions?
For the first question, were you able to experience to be the board of election inspector? If yes, what is the memorable experience and why? And if not, what are you looking forward for the board of election?
Okay, well, my entire career life was focused or devoted with the private education or with the private sectors. And we know very well that those teachers who are involved in the board of election inspectors are usually teachers coming from the public schools because they are government employees. So they are serving the government. For me, I never had experience being there since, as I have told you, I've been in the private sectors my whole education life or my whole teaching career. And if I will be given a chance to be a BEI representative or inspector, why not? I would grab the opportunity because that would be a learning experience for me. And serving the people is also an honor for me. There, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. So that's all of the questions today. Are you doing okay?
Of course, Dana, yes, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you also. Thank you also, Vince.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for today. Yes. Well, so just to wrap things up here, would you like to give a message to any new voters who would like to vote? Just a simple message.
Well, just a simple message for everyone who will be voting, especially for the youth. You have to vote wisely because your vote are very, very important. So everyone, let's all vote wisely this coming 2022 elections. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Please private message either me or Dana with details for if you want for so that you can receive a thank you from us from our sponsor Juicy Juice for being here today. All right.
No, I've learned a lot of information from this test, but
Yeah,
we
I know.
need more knowledge about this topic. Who do you think should we go for next?
Well, probably the best person to ask this kind of stuff would be like some sort of for someone who's knowledgeable in the field and stuff. But I don't know. Do you know anyone who's like that?
Oh, this is someone from Comelec, and her name is Janceline Simeon.
Well, all right then. I guess we can ask her about this stuff, right?
Yeah, we should. I think we're gonna
Right
learn.
then. Right. Let's see what's up.
Sure thing.
Cut.
Good afternoon, Miss Jan. Welcome to this meeting.
And then,
Good afternoon. So we're the grade 12 students of BIS, and since we are assigned to talk about the voters registration, and we decided to focus on the new youth for this, we'll be asking you questions. But if you could please give us the youth a short message, then that would be all right.
Oh, okay. Sure of the Commission on Elections, we implore and we really want the youth to register these remaining months for registration, which is only until September 21, 2021, for the election of 2022. It would be a really great help for all of us to have more voters so that more voices could be heard in the next election. So there.
Thank you, Miss. I would really like the younger people and this generation to hear everyone's voices and to fight for justice and such. So, for my first question, do we have to register only in the city in where we reside? Because, for example, I'm from Quezon City. So, am I allowed to register in Manila or anywhere else?
In our resolutions, a requirement to register would be at least 6 months of being a resident in that area on the day of election. So you have to be a resident of that city for at least 6 months, and you would have documents proving that you do reside in that city.
Thank you, Miss Jan. Wait, I'm sorry, that was the awkward noise. Okay, so Vin,
so yeah, I know. So now for this, we have to submit like a valid ID, so for voting stuff. But problem is that like a lot of us students like might not have passports and stuff, and a lot of student IDs might be from last year. So would that still be valid for use?
We accept student IDs from 2019 because we recognize the situation that no new IDs were actually given. We also accept birth certificates addressed at that city, since most of the students are already residing there since birth. We also accept the supplementing documents with your birth certificate, IDs of your parents who are addressed at that city.
all right. So after we finish the accomplished forms that we printed out, do we have to sign it immediately or does it take time?
You can sign it immediately. There's 3 copies of it. In each copy, there's on the first page, there's three signatures, specimen signatures, and which is adjacent to that is on the oath, signature over printed name, and then you'll just have to make a signature at the back again. All 3 copies should be well accomplished before you go to the office, which is better because it would be less time consuming when you're there.
What's the maximum pala
Maximum of
of like minutes? Is it 15 pa rin or usually how many people yung inaasikaso nyo? If like for example, 'di ba pupunta kayo like sa loob ng building to fill up the forms and ganyan. Na-curious ako. So kasi you were mentioning like you keep like a certain amount of people. Usually how many sila?
The maximum amount of people in our floor, because in Quezon City we have a whole building with 7 floors, 1 floor for each district. The maximum in our floor, third district, is 10 people at a time. We make sure that only allotted seats are taken, and when it surpasses that number, we ask them to go down first and then come up when people have already left the floor.
Miss Celine,
ECQ, we are not allowed to have registrants or any transaction at our office. We are currently work from home. But once we step into MGCQ and GCQ, we have two options. We have iRehistro, which is our appointment system, and we also accept walk-ins. So even if you don't have a appointment, we will accept your application as long as you have um, full complete documents and fill up form. We will accept.
okay, so for now, since we're in eating,
For the forms, like what exactly do we use to like fill it up? Do we use like pen, a ball pen, or what exactly?
Black and blue ball pen is acceptable.
Are, are we allowed to have any erasures, or should it be like
As much as
Absolutely.
possible, we would like no erasures because it's a public document. It would be used by you in the future if requested. But if it's not really, um, if you can't avoid erasures, it's okay. We'll still accept it because at the bottom of it, there's still the oath. Not anything written on the paper is true and valid. That's all that matters.
all right? So then after completing the forms, like what's the next step for people?
After you complete the forms, there will be a step 2, which is giving of application number and your percent number. So this is where you will be assigned a percent number for when you vote on the election day itself. You will know which classroom you will be assigned to.
So are we like automatically considered like voters already after we finish filling up the forms?
The registration process doesn't end after you have taken filling up the form and you have been taken biometrics. The approval actually lasts for 3 months. So there's a 3-month period for approval. So usually, as long as there's no problem with the documents you've submitted, you're automatically registered. Unless you have received a mail from our office or a text message regarding your application, that's the only time that we will tell you if there is a disapproval or if there's a problem. But as long as you don't receive any of those after the 3-month period, you are good as registered.
All right. See. So now, since it's like super hard to like go outside these days now, obviously, uh, can the whole procedure be done like online, or do we actually have to like be there?
We are still requiring personal appearance because we can't use an online system because of data privacy. We are safeguarding your information, especially your basic information and your biometrics, which will be taken at our office. A picture, fingerprints, and then signature.
So for QC, where do we go then for the whole thing?
For QC, we have this new building, which is the Bautista Building at Misamis Street, Bagumantay, Santo Cristo, Quezon City, which is behind SM North EDSA.
All right. So just to ask, like, what do we bring for like for safety purposes exactly?
Oh, for safety purposes, of course, you have to have your face mask and face shield because the guards would not allow you if you would be missing one of those items. Our office wouldn't also allow registrants who are wearing sleeveless shorts, slippers. So we have to at least be in your casual attire, t-shirt, pants. You should also bring your own ball pen because in case that we need other things for you to write on your form, There won't be any ball pens outside because we're all having window transaction. So nothing goes in the office or goes out without being disinfected. Uh, it's better if you have water because we don't really allow eating inside the office. As long as possible, we don't want anyone removing their face mask while in our vicinity. And of course, your own alcohol. Although we provide alcohol inside the office, it's still better to bring your own.
Do we keep our receipts?
Yes, you will keep your receipts. Or we will there will be written your present number and application number, also the date of approval and the date on which you've registered. Yes, ano lang po, since you're all students, so I'd like to reiterate, those who are allowed to register must be at least 18 years old on the day of the election, which is May 9, 2022. So if you are still 17 on May 9 and be 18 on May 10, that would not be allowed. May 9, 2022, the role of election would be President, Vice President, 12 senators, 1 congressman since you're in Metro Manila, 6 councilors, 1 mayor, and 1 vice mayor.
That's pretty much it. Well, yeah, we're pretty much done with our questions. So to show a bit of our appreciation, we'd like to send you something from our sponsor, whatever, Juicy Juice, to your office if possible. Send us like
Sure.
details for in private message.
Okay, I will.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Celine, thank you. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
your
so
time.
much for having me.
Thank you. I'll just text you.
Sige pa.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Stay safe.
You also.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Whew, that was a lot of information to learn, but it was informative either way. Did you manage to learn, Vin?
Yeah, I definitely learned a lot of things that I didn't know before about this whole process. And I hope all of you also learned a lot about it, especially for those who want to register. And it's a good reminder for those of you that already know about it. So yeah, I guess that about wraps things up for today. But before we go, we have a message from Miss John and Sir Daza of our school. So we'll refer to them.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our first ever series of webcasts produced by our grade 12 students. Please allow me to address the students first. My dear grade 12 students, congratulations in advance. In class, we always talk about how the application of knowledge is the real power. And I'm looking forward to watching all of these webcasts because it will really show how you have taken advantage and are using all of your strengths and greatness to create a better impact in your community and hopefully in the world. To our speakers, the coordinators, and especially Sir Redem, for taking time to guide the students and sharing your knowledge and expertise in these relevant topics. We thank you for your time and we look forward to learning from you. And finally, to everyone who will be watching our webcast, like my students, I invite you to apply the knowledge that you will learn because it is only through the application of knowledge that we can really reap the benefits of these. And at the same time, please feel free to share the knowledge or the webcast so that more people will be informed, will be helped and protected. Congratulations again to everyone who is part of this webcast, and have a great day.
Hello, everybody. First and foremost, let me extend my praise to the grade 12 students under the helm of Mr. Redem Taco, their instructor in the subject Empowering Technology. Now, this webcast presentation, a combined word of web and broadcast, is indeed a milestone for the BIS online learning program. It is wonderful to note also that this webcast would tackle relevant issues and concerns that everyone should know. Truly excited to mention also that our students are aware on the 2022 elections. They may not be qualified yet to vote, but the interest to be informed as regards the relevance behind this election is a proof that they are part of the society. I'm also looking forward to seeing how this event would be able to juxtapose two related topics: cybersecurity and threats online. Being in the era of technology, every user or owner needs to be protected from cybercrime, hackers, spyware, computer viruses, and the parameter of the data protection policy. Now, adding thrill to this webcast is a former BIS teacher who would be sharing a topic that is timely and relevant. This will surely help everyone on how to cope up on the online school and mental health amidst the pandemic. Exciting, isn't it? So once again, to the grade 12 students with Mr. Taco, congratulations. And to the esteemed speakers, thank you for saying yes to share your expertise to everyone present in this webcast presentation. Thank you so much, and thank you, God.
I would like to thank Ms. Joan and Sir Dato for their remarks. And next, I would like to thank everyone who joined in this podcast. Don't forget to visit the official Comelec website to get more information about this.
All right. Be sure to stay safe, everyone, when you're gonna go register. Of course, drink lots of water, stay hydrated, stay clean. Always like spray if you hold anything weird. And thank you so much for today. All right, Dana.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.